we have discussed up to floor function. We have discussed up to floor function. Floor function will give you the, suppose you have 3.12. It is assigned to A. 3.12 is assigned to A. So math dot floor function A will give you a value which is less than a integer which is less than the 3.12. So that integer is the how much? 3. Okay. If you have 3.12, you are getting 3. If you have also 3.72, you are also getting 3. Then ABS function, whether you have minus something or plus something, maybe real number minus 3.12 or plus 3.72. So your ABS function will give the positive value of that number. You will always get the positive value of that number. Suppose you are getting the absolute value of minus 3.12. So you are getting 3.12. So format is math.abs. Then max function. Max function is another. Okay. RIND. RIND returns the truncated value of A. So it is just like the floor function, just truncated. That means 3.12. You will get the truncated value. You will get an integer, that is 3. And this 0.12 is the ignore. Okay. Okay, I will tell you afterwards. Okay. But just now you think that floor and INT are same. Now, you have max function and a minimum function, mean function. So the max function will see whether, no, it will return the value, the maximum value between A and B. What is the maximum among the two, between the two? You will get that value. Mean function will give you minimum of the two numbers. So here some valid arithmetic expressions are there. So this plus, minus, all arithmetic operators and functions, math class functions are also used. So you can see, go through them. Okay. And how to write the expression in Java expression. Okay, how to write, suppose a simple arithmetic expression, mathematical expression you have. Okay, that is used in your math. So how to write this in Java mathematical expressions? Okay, some problems are there and solutions are there. You can go through them. Now, type conversion. Okay. Actually, we have seen in our expression, in our arithmetic expression, we can have many different types of data. Okay. I have told you coercion. Coercion I have told, so that is the automatic type conversion. Okay, that is done by the compiler itself. That is otherwise called also implicit type conversion. So when you have float and a integer mix, I plus x minus I or I1, I plus x minus I1. You have float and integer mix in this expression. So this I will be first. I and I1 will be converted to float type. Then only this expression can be carried out. Okay. So that is the implicit type conversion done by the compiler itself. And you remember which one is the bigger? Okay. Which one is the bigger type? That means that takes more bytes from the memory. So that bigger type, okay, all other types will become that type. Okay, you know which one is the bigger? Float or double? Which one is bigger? Double. So if you have a double data type, then everything will change to double. But sometimes in your expression, you don't want to do the implicit type conversion. You want to have that same type. What was there from the beginning. You don't want it to be changed to a different type. So then, or you are forcing a higher type to be changed to a lower type. So then you have to do type conversion explicitly. That means yourself. You have to give the command for that. That is called typecasting. And you know typecasting operator. So that starts with some two parentheses. Inside you have to write the type. Suppose I am converting to int. I have a variable whose name is f, storing a float value 2.3f. Now, if I want to store it in an integer, suppose int I. In I want to store. So I have to do like this. In parentheses, int and then f. So that is called typecasting. You can do typecasting yourself, or compiler can do implicit typecasting for yourself, for you. So you have a table here, you see, when it is done, when it is required implicit, when it is required typecasting, and when it happens implicit type conversion automatically. So this table, you can see in the left side, some items are there, int, long, float, double, okay, char, then byte, short, boolean. So you have all these 8 fundamental types, 8 primitive types listed. And on the top you see same 8 are listed. So from int to int, you don't need any conversion. From int to long, you see, automatically it is done. That means from smaller to bigger, automatic int to float, automatic, int to double, automatic, int to character, char, it is, you need typecasting. Okay, you need typecasting. That's why this C is mentioned in this table. Okay, so int is bigger and char is smaller, byte is smaller, short is smaller. Okay, so you need all here in all these places typecasting. Boolean, you cannot change from int type to Boolean type. So you see the second line, second row, here for long. What you have to do, what is required for long, if you want to change to int long, float, double, okay, all the primitive variables. So it is mentioned whether you need typecasting or automatically it happens. Okay, so you have this table for having for all the values, all the types. Okay, then you come to the expression evaluation. So expression evaluation, actually we can have two types of expressions, pure expressions or mixed expressions. In case of pure expressions, you have all the operands are of same type. Okay, but in case of mixed expression, they can be different. Okay. So here is an example of a pure expression. Byte A. Okay. Byte A equal to 5 and B equal to 2. So C is another byte type variable. Okay. So C equal to A plus B. No conversion is required. Or C is equal to A by B. No conversion is required because all are byte type. Okay, look at this. 100 by 11. The answer is 9. But you are expecting 9.999. No. Here 100 is an integer and 11 is also an integer. So integer division takes place, so you get the only integer part, not the decimal part. Okay. Now you have Boolean expressions. Boolean expressions, as you know, they can be relational expression or logical expression. Relational expression, as you know, x greater than y. This is simply a relational expression. Y plus z greater than equal to x by z. There is another example. You see, if you have two relational expressions, you have to join them with the logical operator. Logical operator is here double ampersand, or you can have double pipe, double bar sign for or. Okay. You have now discussed how to create the Java expressions. Now it is Java statements. What are the case? As you know, statements are roughly equivalent to sentences in natural languages. Okay, that is a unit of, so in Java it is a complete unit of execution. And in Java each statement ends with a semicolon. Okay, you have to see here are some statements. You can some examples. See, one is assignment statement. A value is getting the value of value in the right side. What is there in the right side? It gets that value. A value plus plus. It is increased by 1. Okay, that is an increment statement. Then you have a method call statement, that is system.out.println bracketed a value. Then you have object creation statement that you are all acquainted. Integer object equal to new integer 4. Okay, if it is, this is a new integer, square bracket 4 will give you an array. Okay, but integer object is equal to new integer function. Parenthesis will give you an object of the integer class. And you have also declaration statements like double a value equal, yes? No. Yes. Integer square bracket, integer object equal to new integer 4 will create an array of integer objects. But if you want to create an object, integer object is equal to new integer function. In the bracket, parenthesis you have to give 4. Two are different. So next one is actually we are discussing declaration statement. Double a value. Simply declare the a value. Double a value equal to something. That means something is stored to, that is declaration from assignment statement. Then you know block is a something, some number of statements. Okay, written between two, not parentheses, curly brackets or called braces. Okay, next. So block can be each actually of any object, like your class has a block, your method has a block. Okay, your if condition has a block. All those conditional constructs like while, loop constructs, while, for, they have all blocks, and you can have simple blocks. Okay, also simple blocks having some lines in two curly brackets. Okay, so that is otherwise also called compound statement. Not a single statement, this is compound statement. Okay. So next one. The last one you can see this null or empty statement. Null or empty statement, you don't have anything but a comment line. As you know, comment starts with the double classes. Okay. What we know, the class has what? Any class in object-oriented programming, any class that has a set of attributes, a set of behavior, okay, and how to construct one object of that type, that class, how to destroy an object of that class, all this. So class is a blueprint. Okay. Class is the design, and we create the object having the attributes and behavior of the class. Okay. Now, so you know defining classes. You have to have some instance variables at start or class variable at starting. Then you have to have some instance methods. Okay. Instance methods will work with the instances or the object created by you or in your class. But class methods will work if there are no objects also in the class. Okay. Class methods, class variables, okay, they can be used if you have no objects also in the class. Some programs do not need creating of objects. In that case, you can have only class methods and class variables. But if it is required to create objects, okay, then you are supposed to write some instance variables. Instance variable does not start with a static keyword. Okay. So come to the page 90. See, the class can be declared also with two more things. You can specify access specifier, you can specify also modifier. Okay. Then class name. Okay. The access specifier and modifier are not compulsory. Okay, you can use them or may not use. See, modifier, access specifier, as you know, public, private, like that. For modifier, you can write abstract. The class may be abstract. So these are beyond your syllabus. So now class declaration. Class declaration, actually class has not only the heading, but also you have class body. Okay. And in the class, you have member variables and member methods. We have discussed class variables, instance method and class method. Now, come to the page 94. Actually, these member variables or member methods we have created, they can be accessed. They can be accessed from within the class or from outside of the class. Outside of the class means a different class. A different class, you have statements. In another class, you can have statements which is referring to these variables or methods. So we can do this through the use of access specifiers. Access specifiers or the access or visibility rules will enable us to use our methods or variables from outside. Okay. See, one member, you can make it public. Okay, these are the access modifiers: public, protected, default, private. For this public, protected and private, okay, access specifier, you have to write public, protected and private. For default type, you don't have to write anything before the variable or a method. Okay, if you have nothing before the variable declaration, okay, it is a default type, default access. Default access means all the classes of the same package, all the classes of the same package can access that member. Public access specifier means your member, this member, can be accessed by any class, whether it is of our package or outside of our package, any class in our computer. Protected, only the class, the member will be accessed not only in the class itself, same class, but also in all the child classes, subclasses, all the subclasses. Okay, it can be accessed. What is remaining? Private. Private is that you will choose the private, you will opt for the private if you don't want that member to be accessed by anybody except in your class. Okay. Simply your class methods will access them. No other. Not in the package, not in outside the package, not in the subclass. Okay. Now you have objects are instances of class. See, class is a common word, but object is an example of this class. Like student. Student is a common word. Suppose Asif. Asif is an example of a student. There is nothing in the world is student. It is just an abstract thought. But Asif is a real thought. Okay. Really it exists. Nothing exists in the world in the name of student. Okay. So how we create an instance? Suppose there is a class Kitty. Kitty city metro 1, you are declaring the class variable, you are declaring the reference variable first. Then you are writing metro 1 equal to new city function. Or in the same line, you can write city metro 1 is equal to new city function. Come to page 96. So we have used new. New will create the object. Okay. Actually, this new operator is creating the object for us. And our metro 1 is in pointing to that object. Metro 1 is the reference variable which is pointing to that object. See, we can have also more objects like city metro 2. Metro 2 equal to new city function. So two objects are created, metro 1 and metro 2. Metro 1 dot name will store, suppose Delhi. Delhi we are storing in metro 1 dot name. In metro 1 dot population, we can store 1 crore. Okay. Similarly, we can store in metro 2 dot name Bangalore, and in metro 2 dot population we can store 50 lakhs. So we have metro 1 and metro 2, and we have assigned different values to their instance variables. Okay, and you can see their contents through a method that is metro 1 dot display function or metro 2 dot display function. Because display function is the member function of this city class. Okay. Yes. Yes. You see, the object is created not in the city class itself, but outside the city class. That is in the city trial class. Okay. In the city trial class, in a different class, we are creating the object and also using the methods. That happens because those members, whether it is name, population or display method of the city class, were declared public. Yes or no? See, you can have in the name function or you can have in any other function. Okay. Next. So it is again discussing here regarding instance variable and methods. So this chapter is over.